Very calm up in these rooms.
When I get called one of the crazy, what is it?
Oh, but yeah, I haven't called you anything. So I mean, maybe somebody else from a different live might have called you stuff. I don't.
No,
I've never
I'm one of the golden girls. You know, I'm not a golden girl. I'm only 68.
68. Man, I think you're the oldest Wade supporter.
Age has no number. Age does not mean anything in a fact of life.
I mean, that's what R. Kelly said too, but I'm saying. But anyway, I do want to bring Steve on because Steve definitely wanted to say a couple things respectfully, right, Steve? Are you here?
Absolutely.
Okay, you're here. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. What was your name, ma'am? I'm sorry.
I am Debbie.
Debbie. Thank you for your service, Debbie, and I thank your family as well. So with this situation and you looking back now, do you see anything that you could have done differently?
Absolutely. I would have never involved myself.
Right. Well, I respect you for involving yourself, but this could be a good lesson in the future to maybe look into things a little bit more and not be so trustworthy of people you don't know. Would you agree with that?
We didn't look at individuals. We looked at what was presented for fact.
Yeah. Well, I will say this, and I'm not upset with you, but you did look at individuals. I mean, there were some pretty gnarly things posted and said, about people's personal lives. And I understand why you did that. But, it doesn't feel the same when it's directed at you, does it?
Can I say that you're saying that I did that specifically?
No. I don't mean you, but when you go under an umbrella as Team Wade, once you join that team, anything that team does is a reflection of you. You don't agree with that?
I totally understand where you're coming from.
Okay.
But also you have to understand when that team is misguided from the very beginning about the truth and not being informed, you can't say that we legitimately knew all that was being put out.
Yeah, I mean, you may not have known just because you were also being deceived, but in the eyes of, say, public opinion, when you lump yourself into a group like that, you get judged just the same as everybody else. I mean, I'm not saying that's fair, but that's my opinion,
And exactly the way yours is. You've been judged, whether it's right or whether it's wrong. You have been cast upon, and whether it's truth or whether it's not.
Well, I'll say this. There's a difference, okay? I didn't ask to be put in this situation. I was forced into this situation, and I chose to do what I did. You chose to be in that situation, and everybody else chose to be in it. And because you were deceived in the process, now this is where we're at now. I wanted to ask you real quick. 3 years ago, on August 1st, do you remember exactly what time you walked out of your house?
Absolutely.
You remember August 1st, 3 years ago, what time you left your house?
Absolutely. Because August the 3rd is my birthday, and I knew exactly where I was and what I was doing.
That's awesome. How about March 22nd, 3 years ago?
I would have to go back and look at my journal.
I understand, but the reason I'm asking you that is I'm not sure how I've learned a lot in this process. A deposition, just so you know, when this situation happened, the first deposition that was done, say, on me personally, was a few years after this incident happened. But I mean, for me, I remember every part of it just because of the closeness of it to me on a personal level. But when you take somebody who's gone through something traumatic, I'm talking about Christine's friend, okay? I'm not talking about nobody else. When you take somebody who has been in a life-changing situation, and they probably have a lot of grief, they probably have a lot of guilt, they probably have a lot of emotions that you and I probably can't relate with. And then several years later, they're asked to retell the story. And how a deposition works, when they investigate something, okay, sure, they rely on those depositions, but the deposition is just a detail of times, dates, what happened on that day. They don't really, of course they use that, but they also understand that there's been a great amount of time that's passed. They also understand that it's a traumatic event. So they do use it, but what they mainly rely on is evidence. That's what they go off of. And I understand that you guys watched the whole trial. But like Koral said, there's so many things. The only part of the trial you saw is when the jury was in the courtroom. There were multiple conversations, multiple motions that get filed when the jury's not in the courtroom. And the things that were discussed away from the jury, they're not brought out, publicly. So just like, for instance, the visitation that was just released with Wade and myself, that wasn't used in court.
He bounced out?
What's that?
He left.
Oh, she tapped out.
He tapped out. I thought you were very respectful. I mean,
absolutely. But I'm gonna jump off of here because I pulled off the road. I'm trying to get home, so
you literally pulled off the road to talk to her?
Oh yeah. I was driving through Orlando on I-4.
I was trying to get some key pieces of information. I don't know where she went, but I thought it was very respectful. I don't know what the issue was with her not answering the questions. Like I feel like, okay, after everything that she put everybody through and this all the different things, I've heard her literally physically threaten people or yelling at people, and I have a bunch of questions. You could turn the chat back on, unless she's kind of behind. No, she's not. Somebody else is. But yeah, I wanted to ask her a couple more questions myself. We didn't even get to the really cool ones. Like I wanted to find out if she actually watched that interrogation with you and your son. Did she watch that portion?
Well, I don't know.
She said that it just yesterday, listening to those calls is what made her change her mind. I mean, I feel like there was a lot more calls that would have made me change my mind. Yeah,
Well, and I think everybody needs to understand there's going to be a lot more of those conversations with those people, and that's okay. I respect her saying what she said and owning, where she maybe came short in this whole situation. But I think, all this extra stuff, there has to be, it can't just be, I messed up.
They said.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. No, the lady just lost connection. They said it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that's what happened. I don't want to just think.
Gotcha, you were in the middle talking, and I think that you were being very respectful, so I didn't see why she would leave. Because I've seen her like, I know, Dr. Ajem, as soon as she said that she had the same birthday as us, I'm like,
well, listen, I'm going to jump off of here. I just want to say something real quick. Fuck you, Jesse. Fuck you, Jesse.
wait, one more thing.
One more thing. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, let me kick him out because he doesn't know how.
Kick me out.
Kick you out. Bye. Oh man, never a dull moment up in here. But hey, I applaud wherever you are, Sparrow. If you hear me, if you're still here, I thank you for. You didn't have to come onto the platform. You didn't have to step up. You definitely. I feel like we definitely were able to get back and forth. I still had a couple more questions. If you feel more comfortable coming into my direct message, please do, and we can have another conversation because I do have a couple. More, other questions that I got to ask you that we weren't able to quite get to today. I don't know if you lost service or you just jumped out, but I thought it was a very civil conversation. I've seen ones that she has been in that was not that same way. She just came in. Remember I told you manifestation. Sometimes you just manifestation. I'm sure it's probably already on Reddit. Someone's uploading it right now, I bet you. I didn't record it. I promised her that I wouldn't record it. Remember, you guys, if you don't know me by now, I do out of respect. I ask people if it's okay. If they say no, someone else might steal it, but I'm never going to do that. I give people that respect. I'm going to ask you if it's okay. And she specifically said, are you going to record me? No, I'm not going to. If you don't want me to record you, doesn't mean it is social media. Anybody else can record. Out of all those people that were in the room, I'm certain there's videos. We'll see it on Reddit. We'll see it on YouTube. Someone's going to post it. And I feel like because Sparrow was such a key member of the team and she was in a lot of live chats, there was a lot of people that have a lot of questions for her. So little crazy. Yes, it was Kelly's mom, but we do thank her for her services. They were all in the military. So there's that portion of it. Papa Steve is such a good dude, man. I swear to God, that man is better than most. Because he's just cool, calm, and collected, especially when these people, like the people from Pro Wade, have just done nothing but constantly shit on the man. Jesse got you again? What do you mean she got you again? If I need to know what that, are you just being funny or is there something else? Because,
their past lives.
No, no. Oh, geez. I don't know how, because I thought someone reported Steve, and I don't get it why, because he was very respectful. He wasn't saying anything bad. What did you say? People think they know the system. I'm sure she assumed the disposition was taken the day of the crime. I don't know. It's like, it's hard for me because she went away and I still have some questions, but maybe she got blocked. That would actually be a very, very official, right? If people don't want her flapping her mouth of the Pro Wade side, they could have reported her. Sparrow, are you out there? Sparrow, Earth is Sparrow. Let's do some manifestation again, guys. I just want to know if she got banned or she got booted out. Yes, she definitely was still pro Wade. She blamed a lot on Jesse, but not holding Wade accountable for his own actions when Jesse hasn't been on these calls besides the newer ones. It's been Wade and every other female that he's taken advantage of, hurt their feelings. And we still have more in the pipeline, guys. We still have more that we need to hear, right? There's still more calls that are coming down the line of other girls that got manipulated by him. And she wanted to say that Jesse was more of a master manipulator than Wade. I think they're meant to be together. They can manipulate each other, honestly. Kind of sad reality. Her team silenced her. I mean, that's what I got out of the situation. She immediately kind of just dipped out with real quick. We do need Paul back. Pablo, come back. We need to send him some. What did you say? To ignore his past. I don't get it. Yes, I can't, guys. You forgot to say he has several fiancés. Yes, for real. I feel like that was like the hardest thing for me is like you look at those past records and then you want to say like he has no. Oh, she does dip like that. I've never really stayed in any of those lives because they've always been like crazy, but I've just heard about them or seen screenshots and they weren't very pleasant environments. So, but it's always better when you're in a squad in attack form, right? And you're not by yourself soloed out. But I did want her to be able to at least come and say some things because we have a lot of questions here. Yeah, back to literally there. And then you hear one call yesterday and that's the call that that's the one that broke the camel's back right there. That one. Cause what about the Steve conversation with Wade? What about the conversation from Patreon? What about the, actually pretty much all of them. The Kristen calls were pretty terrible. I mean, actually, but Jesse's are the most boring. It's just him manipulating, but every single call, he's trying to get something for himself. But like, she still had no answer for the fact of why is it every time that he's on a phone call, has he never admitted to being innocent? He's never once said, I'm innocent. I'm sorry, but if you're falsely accused, aren't you going to preach that to everybody that you talk to? It could be somebody just walking by. I'm like, I shouldn't be here. You know, literally the guy next to me, the cellmates, anybody that comes around me, I'm going to be over here. I'm innocent. And I'm going to be preaching that so loudly that that's all you could hear. This guy's never one time has he ever said that. People need to think here, listen, observe, because I don't think people are doing that. I don't know what the fascination is. I don't know if it's him. I don't know what it is that sometimes, like this lady was in the military, her family served. They both were like, her daughter's got a high rank in the military too. It's like, I know you got some sort of sense or else you wouldn't have made it where you are. But like, then you say stuff that makes me feel like you don't have sense because you're saying that you were in an abusive relationship, but then you're saying it's okay to fight for somebody who abuses women. I just, I just don't get it. I don't know if it's just me, guys. I don't know. I get fired up over that stuff because I just can't. I can't. As a U.S. Navy veteran, I do not agree that defending a murderer is patriotic. Yes, that there, SJ, that there. She had chemo last week. Oh, dang. Your mom, Haley? I thought you meant this girl at first. I forgot about your mama. I hope she's doing okay. Cancer sucks. Fuck you, Jesse, and fuck cancer. You gon' eat it now. Dang it, jumpsuit. Where are you? Jesse is the only Team Wade member left at this point. I think there's 3 of them left. But 3 of them, if there's any more, that's the only 3 I know of. She's dismissing what happened? Why did that get taken down? I didn't even get to read it. She was dismissing what he did to women and stayed supporting a murder. Yes. How dare you slam me to disrespect my character? I'm not slamming you. I'm just questioning it. I'm questioning it because honestly, it doesn't make any logical sense to me. It just doesn't, because it'd be different if there was a situation that didn't, like, everything lines up. If you look at it, go back into history, look at his history, look at his all his arrest records. Then remember that you weren't in court. You weren't there to hear the key. You didn't see the autopsy photos. You didn't see the crime scene in pieces of information. You get what they tell you, and you based your opinion and all this. Put your career, or put your daughter's career on the line, your family on the line, your friendships on the line. We're very vocal in all these chats. I have heard you, Sparrow. I was very respectful for you in my house, but I've heard you bash people. I was like, wow, this woman is elderly and she is very rude. She's very like, and you were like yelling at people. At one point there was a room and it was like somebody from the victim side was in there and you got like, you were all about with the same people chit chatting while you booted the girl. We don't have any room for that kind of talk in here. Like, and you were just like, you were fine with that. You were you're like backing them up and supporting it. So I've seen your movements. I've seen a lot of the things and I just couldn't get behind it because you sound like a decent person. And then your background says you're a decent person, but then your mentality is just like you heard one call yesterday out of everything we've listened to. And that's the one. I mean, I don't think I'm disrespectful. I feel like I'm just being honest of what I've observed, because remember, you put yourself out there. I saw you on many platforms advocating, even when people were coming forward and saying, oh, what about these calls and these girls? And you were like, we all have calls, inappropriate calls. Like you went to war for this man who honestly would not give two craps about you or pretty much anybody else, unless it's to the benefit of him. And even his own biological father's trying to tell you, like everybody that is personally involved or personally has known the guy of which you haven't met, of which you don't know, is telling you something, and you're choosing to believe somebody based on times, which anybody can get that. Like, remember when trials started, that was 5 years ago. Like they're asking people on the stand 5 years ago. I don't remember what I did yesterday. I know I had the same birthday as you, girl. And let me tell you, I remember what I did on my birthday, but I can't tell you what time I left my house that morning. So that's where I'm saying is I feel nobody knows exact details like that. You could ask me things. What did you do yesterday? And have me break down times. Oh, I could tell you around a time frame that I think that I ate lunch and I think that I ate dinner. I'm not going to be like 3:15. I was eating lunch. No, you guys got to remember have you never watched a trial before? Like, have you never, I know injustices happen all the time, but this case is so far from an injustice that it disgusts me. And then you're saying you're disgusted with the fact that this, you know, that she, not even Wade, that she was the manipulator. And I feel like there's more to that. There's more there, Sparrow. That's what I'm saying. You are totally biased as to why we joined. No, I get why you joined. You straight out said from the very beginning, what's up, Duty Ron? You straight out said from the very beginning that you joined because you saw the trial and you said that there was injustices and you gave me all the times that didn't line up, but you were basing that on Josh, its testimony and timestamps. That's why I said I have yet to see anybody from Pro Wade's side send me factual proof that I can read that wasn't somebody's handwriting, somebody's YouTube video, TikTok video, their own recollection. I haven't seen one factual thing that would make sense as to why you would think he would be innocent. It just doesn't make any logic, especially Christine. Christine, I saw the loopholes in Diane. I'll give you that. I saw the loopholes there because he said a lot of weird things, like he ran her over 20 times and that wasn't consistent with what happened with her. He said that also he physically had consensual with her, and that didn't happen either. So there was lies that he told. But I assure you that there was other truths that he told too that people aren't paying attention to because he said it multiple times. And then even when he's describing, even on the Patreon calls, he's talking about something so morbid that this person it very lines up with Christine. I don't know if you noticed or listened. You said you read the dispositions. You got to explain a little bit there because I just don't understand why you putting all the blame on Jesse when this is a duo. They're like Batman and Robin, but dumber. Just no brains. But they were able to pull the wolves over your guys' eyes. As you being in the military, your daughter, and all your career and everything that you've invested, they were able to lie and manipulate you, and you didn't even realize it. And I feel like I'm more aggravated because even after knowing that they lied about a lot of things and manipulated you, which you're only blaming Jesse for, you still are like thinking that he's innocent. And that's just insane to me. The guy has no remorse, does not care about anything besides money and food in his kiosk. That's the only thing he cares about. He's never once showed any remorse, even if you didn't do it, even if you were set up. Did you not feel bad for those victims? Because every day, why do you think I'm on this platform preaching to go into my GoFund or go into the link in my bio to donate money to those precious boys that no longer have a mother or a father anymore? Their mother was brutally taken from them, and they can't even get $8,000. We're barely there, and good old Waitress over here got $93,000, and he's not even appreciative. He could give two shits as long as he's comfortable in jail. Because he's never leaving. Contrary to all your beliefs, he's never fucking leaving that. He's staying in that cell. And he's going to be in a single man. He's going to be there for the rest of his life, however long that takes. And honestly, it just doesn't make sense to me that you still to this day are still pro Wade. All I heard from you was you bashing Jesse. When it takes two. Wade never said sorry to his dad during the 3 visits after the unaliving. Zero remorse. Not ever. He's never said sorry one time. He had a chance to even say, hey, I didn't do this, but I am very truly sorry what happened to these victims. He didn't even glance up, didn't even get nonchalant about the whole thing. I'm sorry, but I felt bad for those boys. I felt bad when Zane was sitting on that stand, staring at this guy, putting his whole heart and telling the whole world how successful he was with, even after his mom had passed away. He wanted to make his mom proud, and he got to stare at the guy that is responsible, and nobody has this, thinking about the victims in this case and what they went through. And everybody, so poor Wade. But you see that Wade doesn't give a crap about anybody? Like, I don't know how you don't see that. I don't get it. Make me understand, because I haven't seen one piece of information that anybody shared with me that would even make me think that he had a sliver of an emotion. I sent him a letter today saying his lying was beyond comprehension. Now, have you physically talked to him? Or have you only been able to talk to him through Jesse or writing letters? And honestly, I hope you don't understand. I'm not coming at a disrespectful level. I feel like I've been totally respectful of you. But honestly, whenever you're talking to somebody that has a different belief as you, it's got to be constructive, because I got questions, and all you have is it's stuff that reasons of why you did what you did, which is fine because we all kind of wanted to know why. But I still am just confused when you're saying he's lied and he's got inconsistencies. Why you still are why you put a lot of the blame on Jesse, not realizing that someone else has to be pulling the strings too. It's not just him. It's not just her. I'm just waiting to see when she responds. I mean, I'll give it to you, Sparrow. When you go to war for someone, you go all the way in. You willing to fight with people that are in their early 20s on TikTok. And you were in some of the crazy ones like Hennessy's and Courtney's lives. And it's just like a battlefield of chaos. And you were willing to go to war and risk your whole family to protect and support this man that you don't even know, based on, what you guys witnessed or what you read or what you saw in the trial, which nobody saw the full truth because it's all TV. Where'd she go? Has she messaged anything yet? Because I'm just digging through. There's so much stuff here. No, you disrespected me, and I hope you can remember someday at my age, you remember this day. Are you serious, girl? I feel like I was very nice. I feel like I was very polite to you because honestly, from the things that I've heard you say out of your mouth, I wanted to say a whole bunch more, but because you were here, I was respectful to you, because I have no reason to, at the end of the day, I'm going to sleep just peaceful at night, right? You're going to go to bed just peacefully too. Okay. It's not going to affect us personally. It's just the other things. It's just getting to understand why, because you don't realize the damage that Pro Wade has done to people that I love. So I'm sorry that if I get a little tacky at you, because these people are great people. And the person that you were supporting, which is Jessie, and or whatever she said her name was in the beginning, all this drama that since August, these people have been getting bashed. They've been getting fake cease and desist letters. They've been getting attacked. Oh, so you blamed your side and you said that happened over on your side, but you're not realizing this is these people's personal lives. You chose to put yourself there, like Papa Steve said. You chose to walk into it. These people did not. And then you're sitting there on a platform with people that are allowing the bashing and are saying all these things. It makes you equally as guilty as that, because you're not sitting here saying, hey, let's leave families out of it with your age, right? You want to use age. With your age, you could have talked some damn sense and said, hey, guys, this is disrespectful. Like, why are we throwing in the family? Why are we allowing them to shit on Papa Steve? Why are we allowing these things to be said? If this is about Wade being innocent and giving him a fair trial, everything that you fought for was never that. It was never that. That's what I'm trying to say. That's not, if you call me disrespectful, I feel like that's pretty fucking factual. I don't feel any sort of bad about that, because if I was disrespectful, you would know. You would, the whole world, I'd be getting kicked off of this platform right now for sure. Can you say something? Yeah, because I need to woosah for a second. So yes, you can say something. Let me bring you on. Oh, we gotta bring some Danny in with the facts.
Bro.
Come on, my blood pressure go down, girl, because I'm blowing ahead. I have an aneurysm in a minute.
Let it go down. So first of all, where's Chris? Chris, come on in here, Chris. I'm irritated as all
Where
hell.
are you, Chris? Pop up in here. Pop up in the box.
And I'm going to be respectful, because you know what, Koral? You were very, very respectful. And I thought
it was respectful.
Yeah, absolutely. Had this been my life, I probably wouldn't have been as respectful. But that's the difference. But you're going to sit here and you're going to say, oh, I don't appreciate people bashing me. But you had no problem bashing everybody else, Sparrow. You didn't even apologize to the victim's family. You apologized to Courtney. Like, nobody cares about Courtney anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you apologize to Diane's father and her children? But you want to apologize to Courtney. Get out.
How about Papa Steve?
Wait, she couldn't even do that, though. She couldn't do that. Because she is a phony. I'm sorry. I will say it. I'm not trying to sit here to be, rude or anything, but that's totally out of line to say that people were being disrespectful. The chat was off. She couldn't take the heat, so Grandma had to go out the kitchen and get on the oxygen mask. That's basically what happened.
Not just that, y'all, but this whole entire time, we all know that she came in here, right? And she originally said, I wanted to apologize. She was then live hopping earlier today saying how much she wanted to apologize. Not once did we hear an apology come from her damn mouth, for one. For two, the second thing that she was on about was a whole damn case about a man that is sitting in death row right now as we speak, okay? For three, she was so rude and disrespectful to Koral. I was literally shaking. My blood was boiling, let me tell you. Okay, because if anything, she was disrespectful to Koral. Not once was Koral ever disrespectful to this woman. I have never, ever wanted to punch an old lady in her face until today.
She's not old, Chris. She's not old. She's 68. She is
right.
not old.
Right, like R. Kelly. Age don't matter, right? That's what she want to be saying. Well, guess what? Billy's older than you, and Billy got their money back. Honey, Billy is 70 years old. Got their money back and was never rude as you.
Billy's also going to donate to the boys too. Billy's going to take that money and donate to the children where they belong.
Absolutely.
I'm just so aggravated with her, especially when she kept talking about DV, how she's a domestic violence survivor, how she still can support a smurder, how she can do this. That part infuriated me because I lived it. I know what it's like, and she's out there supporting that and dismissing the victims, dismissing Kelly, dismissing all of the victims, everything that happened to every victim. She's dismissing it all. She's the one that's being disrespectful, and she's got me really upset.
If you guys see, these are my mod squad, and they're fantastic ladies. They've seen it all. They see it all. They see all these streets, all of them, things that you don't think that they see, they saw, and that's why we come with receipts. We have all those screen recordings. We have all the documents, so we see it all. So that's why I wanted to talk to Sparrow, because things had to be addressed. Because if you're saying you're stepping away, you don't get to step away and then creep into people's lives and talk in the side and not be willing to come forward and say your piece, because we have a lot of questions now.
But that's what she does. She does it on every live she goes on. She goes in there, she starts stating her piece, which Sparrow, Debbie, whatever, praying for grace or whatever your name is, you went on a live before that I was in and that Mel was in. And you said, oh, V did this, and the reason why the live was canceled is because of the weather and all of this stuff. But you claim not to talk to any of these people. You don't think that I could remember what happened last week. I don't know about you, Sparrow, but I can. You do this, and then you're going to come on here and say, I have no idea who these people are. Yes, you do.
Someone says she wrote letters all day.
Hey, I'm saying, is she still in here?
She was. I don't know if she still is. I'm trying to get to the comments right
come
now.
back in the box, Sparrow.
She won't.
You can't sit there and pop off.
She ain't gonna come in the box now, because we are hitting her with the facts and the truth, and
but
people don't want it.
If
people, when they get caught, right? They get caught lying. It's like your kid. You catch them lying, and they real quick backpedal, and then don't want to get involved in this. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. Oh, now you don't want to talk about it. Now
that's what I'm saying, though. It's
she did respond.
She wants to pop off, but then when she feels the heat, she backs up. Like,
Lisa,
and nobody's being disrespectful. We're just talking facts.
Go ahead, Danny.
She responded, Lisa, can you post it?
Can't pin. I'm scrolling right now. I'm a little ways back, so give me some time. I'm trying to catch up.
We're not attacking you.
She went to therapy for 6 years. Well, then you should know of all people, then, Sparrow, what it's like to be a DV survivor. Because
I was still in fucking therapy.
See, the thing about your guys' group and the difference between your guys' pro group and our group is we all come from DVs or very terrible backgrounds. We come from that kind of background. So we relate a lot, and we stand by victims, which I assume most should. If you've been in that kind of a situation and you see that that's their pattern, that you would be supporting too.
But she said she went to therapy for 6 years and she should know. Okay, well then since you did so many hours of research, which is the last time you said you did over 80 hours, which is like a day's work for Chris. You said you did 80 hours of research. Then why didn't you look back at his past? And then you're going to say, well, everybody has a past. I mean, I have a past, but I never hit my partner.
True Crimes, where Sheila says, these hands are for everybody.
I also got another question for Sparrow too. She'd be talking about how she did research and this and that, and how she did all this
for Sparrow too.
She was recording. Oh, hold on, someone research and this and that, and how she did all this for Sparrow. There's an echo. Okay, sorry. So she wanted to be talking about all this type of research that she'd be doing, right? But then she doesn't research the type of people that are in the group chat that she's in, of these women that she claims that she didn't even know. So make it make sense, honey. Make it make sense, because they don't add up. How are you just going to go into a whole group chat and start believing people that you don't even know who you're talking to, but you be claiming that you do all kinds of research and that you did this and that you done? It just doesn't make any sense to me. How you just trust people like that? That doesn't make any sense.
And then she said, oh, Steve said that he got that Marion donated the clothes. Steve did not say that. So let's clear that up. Steve never said that.
No.
If she would have came up on here and she would have said, look, I made a mistake. I was naive. I was gullible. I had 6 years of therapy sessions. Obviously, I need more therapy. I'm sorry to the victims. I'm sorry to Papa Steve. I'm sorry to Mama Mel. I'm sorry to little Stevie. I'm sorry, everybody. And I own up to my mistakes. If she would have came on here and said that, but no, she wanted to come on here, ride on her big old horse and say, well, the case and the timelines and minutes and this and that. And it's like, honey, he had hours. He had a whole damn day. He had a whole damn day. None of anything you said made sense, Sparrow. None of it, honey. Honey, you was watching Wheel of Fortune or something. I don't know.
She's going off of that German girl's word, the one that wrote the letter with the time dates on. I know exactly what she's looking at because Aaliyah sent me all those same exact things. It's the same thing that Haley was trying to talk about too. And she said, hey, she has the facts and she sends it over. And it's the German lady breaking down, what's her name, Kaiserin? She broke down all these things. Well, he said he was here at this time. How could he be here at this time? Like when people are like, okay, well, you're asking them from 5 fucking years ago. Like,
yep.
What? And let me just say too, with the whole military thing, there's a lot of us that are military that have spent our entire lives around it, that are done. I'm not going to go into specifics about anybody's personal stuff, but you're not the only one out there, Sparrow, that has dealt with that. That doesn't make you, that's not being a patriot.
It definitely wasn't. My whole family, she wanted to say her husband was a patriot. I'm a patriot. My dad is. I'm a veteran my damn self. My dad is. My whole family is. Everybody is in my family.
Fuck
We're
you,
all military.
Sparrow.
Everyone. So try again.
That's what
I'm
makes
going to write in her journal today, Koral disrespected me.
Journal entry 4. Koral is a whore.
Make sure that's 7:52 p.m.
She is such a fugly schmuck.
She is a fugly smut.
Yeah, schmuck.
But she sits there and says, my daughter put her Air Force stuff on the line. Okay, but your daughter was dumb for doing that. She swears by an oath that she will stay out of and stay
Don't
neutral.
even stop me.
Your daughter did that to herself. And now if she's an E7, which she is, she's going to be an E-4 because you decided to do that yourself.
Period.
I heard you to do that.
Captain's
when you're at that rank, you don't do shit like that. I'm sorry. That's just putting yourself in a bad position.
Military does not like that, honey.
No, you sign an oath.
Like
You sign an oath to be out and to be neutral and patriotic and other diplomatic forms. So then your daughter was like, yeah, this sounds like a good one. Let's go sign up to be on the Wade Wilson support team.
I thought she was Air National Guard.
She said Air Force. I don't even think Granny knows her daughter.
Even if it's national, look, even regardless if it's like Coast Guard or whatever the hell she wanted to claim, regardless of it, they don't appreciate it. They don't like it. They don't want to be known that they don't want your public crap that you're doing to be affiliated with the military. If the military does not approve of it themselves, they want no involvement.
We got
people who get put out for way less.
Oh, wait, we got a flagger. You going to reset?
I got to reset, guys.
We'll be back, guys. Reset. Sparrow flagged us.